From baby tossing and women burning alive to the banks without doors or locks, from dining with the dead to the strange film industry of this country, let's discuss some reasons one by one why India is regarded as one of the weirdest places on the planet, while being the most populous country at the same time. Dining with the dead. While Mumtaz and Shah Jahan's graves became one of the most popular tourist attractions of India for architecture and history enthusiasts, some graves in Ahmedabad, about the origins of which no one is actually sure, became an attraction of a different sort. When new lucky restaurant owner Krishnan Kuti was faced with the dilemma that the land where he was to open his restaurant served as a cemetery, instead of relocating the graves or paving over them, he settled on a unique solution. He chose to simply build his restaurant around the graves. The 26 graves are thought to be around 500 years old, and according to the most popular theory belong to the followers of a 16th century Sufi saint. The graves have protective bars built around them in order to avoid treading over them. Every morning the graves are cleaned and have flowers put over them. Hence, India is one of the only places in the world where you can, in a way, dine with the dead. Baby tossing. In certain parts of India, there exists a ritual described literally as baby tossing. This involves tossing a baby from a height of about 20 to 30 feet onto a sheet of cloth. While most people would view this as dangerous, the people who practice the ritual believe that the child is blessed with a long life. Sati, burning women alive. While people who toss babies onto sheets of cloth maintain that the activity is harmless, the same can't be said about sati. This historical practice involves a widow sacrificing herself by burning herself atop her dead husband's funeral pyre. Despite the practice being banned during Mughal rule in India, in 1803, a British Christian evangelist, William Carey, noted 438 incidents within a 30-mile radius of Calcutta. The Taj Mahal, not a mahal. Considering the Mughals had banned the practice of sati, it's understandable that when Emperor Shah Jahan wished to show his devotion to his wife, he resorted to a less lethal course. However, an argument can be made that his method was almost as extreme. When his wife Mumtaz died, giving birth to their 14th child, Shah Jahan ordered the construction of the Taj Mahal, a building that represents the zenith of Mughal architecture and is now considered as one of the wonders of the world. The project took more than 20 years to complete. What's interesting is that while the word Mahal literally means palace, the Taj Mahal is not actually a palace. It can be more aptly described as a tomb housing the grave of Mumtaz. When death came for Shah Jahan himself, he was buried inside the Taj Mahal as well. Protocol of cows. To prevent the illegal trafficking of cows, in some states they have even been issued with unique IDs. The sale and slaughter of cows are heavily regulated in India, with 20 out of 28 states declaring the slaughter of cows illegal. This is because cows are considered sacred in Hinduism, the dominant religion in India. Some ceremonies even involve the drinking of cow urine, which is believed to possess spiritual qualities. Biggest film industry, least revenue. India, being humongous, contains more than one film industries. Some major ones include Bollywood or Hindi cinema, Tollywood or Telugu cinema, Kollywood or Tamil cinema, and Sandalwood or Kannada cinema. The biggest of these, Bollywood, is not only the biggest film industry of India but in the entire world in terms of the number of movies produced annually. What's interesting is that, while Indian cinema easily tops the lists when ranked according to the number of movies turned out each year, or even the number of tickets sold, but when comparing box office revenue, it does not even feature in the top 3. Insane country statistics. Around 2023, India overtook China to become the most populous country in the world. When you have that many people living in a country, it can lead to some pretty insane statistics. Despite less than half of the population speaking English, India still has the second largest English-speaking population in the world. For comparison, in the country with the largest English-speaking population, the US, more than 70% of the population speaks only English, and a large proportion of the remaining population understands and speaks English as a second or third language. Moreover, out of all the gold that has yet been mined from the earth, around 11% is held by Indian households. For context, that is more than the gold reserves of the US, IMF, Switzerland, and Germany put together. India also boasts one of the most extensive railway networks in the world. According to some estimates, the amount of people traveling via the Indian railway system per day is almost equal to the entire population of Australia. Indian enthusiasm for cricket is quite well known. However, it must not be thought that cricket is the only sport that Indians are passionate about. Take the sport of kabaddi, for example. As of 2024, India has won every standard-style Kabaddi World Cup held yet. This includes both the men's and women's tournaments. If you consider the circle-style Kabaddi World Cups, India has won every one except the 2020 edition of the men's tournament that was won by its neighbor Pakistan. With that tidbit of information, this video comes to a close. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check out my video about why North Korea is the weirdest country in the world by clicking on the screen.